Lick ring, man.
That is now out of context.
Imagine thinking that is a thing that you do. I didn't lick ring, like that's a valid option.
Yeah.
Some games give you options, don't they? You can play good or you can play evil, isn't that right? Liam McKelvey, Gareth Evans and Jake Kulkowski are sat right here with me,
Full
Mike
house.
Williams.
Yep. Mike Williams.
It's a four-man video this. Good or evil in games, RPGs and many other games besides now. You can play the way you want to play. You can make decisions. This isn't even new. This is an old thing. It's been around since the early 2000s, I guess. Yeah. Peter Molyneux was pioneering it in some of his games as well, I think, and a lot of the classic RPGs, Baldur's Gate and that sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure. It's just, it comes from like pen and paper RPGs, isn't it? It's trying to make it as an interactive experience as possible. Let players choose what's next. Yeah. Like those old school books when you used to make fighting fantasy books.
Right. Molyneux literally with games like called Black and White and Fable and where you can decide which way you're going to go. So this video's all about what do you do with that choice?
Yeah, because we've been talking about it in the office and it's very, very interesting where we all differ. So
let's take a quick roll call then. Gaz, are you a dick or are you a nice guy in your games?
In my games, right? No. Generally, my first playthrough, I'm the nice guy.
Yeah,
I'm the one that does the right thing. But my second or third playthrough, I'm a dick.
Okay, all right, very nice. Liam, what about you?
Good all the way. I can never bring myself to be bad. Even though it's a game, it's not real. I just can't do it. I have to be good.
You buy into the fiction, don't you?
Yeah.
You believe in these characters.
The guilt eats away at me if I'm bad.
Right. Yeah. So that's 2 for good. Jake, please tell me that you disagree, because otherwise this is going to be a short video.
No, I'm very vengeful in games. A lot of the time, I try and find somebody in the game that I align with. But if there's somebody that disagrees with my views, I kill them. I steal.
Sorry, Jake Kulkowski, if there's someone that disagrees with my views, I kill them.
Yeah,
2018.
And in video games, I played a good guy. No. I guess I'm a bit of a dick in games on the way through. Yeah, I just don't let things get in my way, like morality. So
but your arbitrary systems like good and evil, fairness and justice.
Sometimes I know that they're doing it on purpose and they're trying to trick me, and I don't fall into the trap.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just enjoy slaughtering. So.
Okay, well...
We'll learn more about this as the video goes on.
Well, unfortunately, this is going to seem like we're ganging up on Jake, because I also play good. I'm the same with Liam, I think, closely aligned, because I just can't do it to them. Like, I just feel really bad. I feel real guilt when I'm bad in games. And also, the bad guys are often, like, knobheads. Like, I don't want to be on the same side as them, because they look like, like in Knights of the Old Republic, all the Sith. They look like slimy, private school looking
Draco
Malfoy types. Yeah, so I don't want to be on their side. They're a bunch of jerks. So
I think for me it's largely a practical decision, right? Because if the nicer you are, the more that people want to do for you, the more that people give to you. Yeah. I think fundamentally it's about what I can get most out of the NPCs and other characters. Is if you
so it's a business decision.
Yeah, fundamentally. I mean, it's the way the pros and the cons, right? That's the way I work. It's fundamentally. But then again, on the second playthrough, I know what I can get. But then, how much fun can I have? That's being the bastard. Like, how much fun can I? How many buttons can I press? And stuff.
Okay.
Like that. So. Just throwing that out there, so that's a few things to consider, right?
Yeah.
It's not just me wanting to be a goody two-shoes or whatever, or not feeling comfortable with it. It's just a
well, I think there's no danger of that, because I think one of the things that helped instigate this conversation was me and Jake and Liam were talking about Far Cry 5.
Yes.
Was it?
It was Far Cry 5. Yeah.
And then what tells the story?
All right. So it was just before. It was the day before launch day on Far Cry 5's roster, and I was on Twitch, and the front page of Twitch was that these two guys, Hyper something, they were playing Far Cry 5, and they were beating this woman in the face with a shovel quite brutally.
Yeah.
And there was blood coming out, and me, Gaz and Liam were all gathered around the screen. That's a bit uncomfortable, and I felt uncomfortable. That's because it just seemed really weird.
She was like a grandma, right?
She was just
an old lady, a grandma, and they were like, they didn't get the information that they wanted or whatever. They didn't get the result. So she just got smacked in the face with a shovel. She fell down on the floor. She was bleeding. There's blood all over the place. And she gets up, dusts herself down, and they carry on. They're laughing on the stream.
And then girlfriend, one of the guy's girlfriends in real life now was on the stream, disgusted as well. And then it led back to a conversation about Kingdom Come Deliverance when we did a little playthrough of it, and Gaz slaughtered an innocent woman who was just trying to do a bit of cross-stitching, but she witnessed this crime. So in an act of self-preservation, she ran into the woods. She made it easy. He just gunned her down.
In my defence, I was merely pickpocketing her. She was in no danger whatsoever. But the moment she runs off and goes to grass on me, she needs taken down.
Well, here's where the business decision falls down, because that's also a smart business decision.
Yeah.
Like it's a smart business decision to be nice to people, but if they see you commit a crime, you have to kill them.
Yes.
That's the smart business decision.
No witnesses. Yeah, exactly.
So it's a transaction. You're like, sorry, it's nothing personal. It's like
it wasn't personal at all.
It's like an Italian gangster.
Yeah, and then she made it easy by staying out. She ran into like a isolated area. If she stayed out in the open, Gaz probably wouldn't have killed her. So
well, it was her fault.
NPCs around the world have got to think about this in the future.
So we were talking about that, and me and Liam were very much on the page of we just can't do it, right? Like we can't. You just can't do it. So what is it? What is it that keeps you like on the straight and narrow in a game, Liam?
I don't know. It's just I can never bring myself, even in games like Metal Gear Solid, where there isn't even a morality system.
That's right, yeah.
But you can tranquilize people instead of shooting them. I always tranquilize them. I can't ever bring. If there's always like a non-lethal good option, I would always take it. I don't know why. It's just always how I've played games.
No, I'm totally with you there, and I also find that that's more fun. And in a game like
more challenging as well.
Yeah, and stealth games especially, right, where you got like Deus Ex and all those kind of games.
Dishonored as well. I never killed anyone in Dishonored 1. Right. Not a single person.
I think I'm the same. I think I may have reloaded because I did it by accident. But totally the same. And there's a reward in Dishonored. There's actually gradients of endings based on how scummy you've been through the whole game. And it's not like a good or evil choice. It's like these things add up over time. So if you murder people, there's more corpses, and then that means there's more rats and disease, and then that makes the ending
has an effect on the game world.
Exactly.
Same with Fable, isn't it, where your character becomes visibly like corrupted
scarred,
the more bad you are.
And they get really creative with it, like you get like kind of like
growing horns and everything.
Exactly, but if you're good, there's like little fairies flying around your head, and you've got a halo
like an aura about you and everything.
And then that obviously the best thing in Fable, or the thing that really sold it to me as a kid, was the fact that people will either flee at the sight of you or flock towards you based on what you've been doing. And that's just, that was like a mind-blowing thing for me as a kid. But there's a lot of games that don't, they don't have the system at all, like you said, Metal Gear Solid. They just kind of dabble in it.
Just give you the option, really.
Yeah, they give you like multiple different ways of kind of doing it. So what about you guys, Gaz and Jake? If there's no morality system there, will you try and be nice generally? Will you try and avoid killing people? Or how do you play?
Stealth games, like Tenchu and Hitman are two examples of a game with a very similar system where you're given a target, you get to the target. Normally you can slice and dice your way through, or you can do non-lethal. And if you just kill a target, or in Hitman's case you can like neutralize a target sometimes in non-lethal ways, you'll get better stuff. You'll get the Grandmaster Scroll in Tenchu, and you'll get the Silent Assassin on Hitman, I think it is. And then when you go back to like your hub world, or when you go to your next level select, you will unlock a new item, you'll unlock a new gadget, and it's all about the gadgets. Stealth games are always doing it, aren't they? Because, you're one guy and you've got to get through a room with 4 guys with guns, and if they spot you, they start shooting you. So the morality compass is kind of off at that point then, because you think in your head they're bad guys, essentially, because they're going to kill me. But it makes it... Stealth games, I like the extra challenge of trying to do it non-lethal. Like when I was playing Shadow Tactics myself, I tried to do a non-lethal run. It's really difficult because you can't use like the shuriken, which is a range weapon, which is really handy on a stealth game. So everything had to be up close, melee, knockouts and stuff like that. So when it comes to stealth games, I try non-lethal because I like the challenge, and normally you get a lot of cool stuff for doing it as well. But I mean, the moral compass is off completely when it comes to Fable. I'd like to tell you a little story about Fable really quick. My favourite thing ever on Fable 1 was I used to kill a man when he died, buy his house, put the house up for rent. Then I used to go to a little beach in Oakvale, which didn't belong to anybody, this little hut, and I used to sleep in it for 3 nights. I'd wake up and I'd have those 3 nights rent. Then I'd take that money and I'd kill another man and buy his house. And then I'd go through every house in the game, even the ones where the NPCs wouldn't leave and you couldn't kill them. I figured out ways of killing them, like getting them to follow you and then attacking a guard, and then the guards kill them and stuff like that. And I tried to get every house in the game. Morally bad. very, very, very good. A fun time to be had by me. I loved that. That's one of my favourite moments. But essentially, I was going around killing people one by one and buying houses. It was
Fable's full of stuff like that. Like right at the very beginning, it's that decision of do you rat out the cheating couple? There's like a lot of binary good or evil choices in the beginning of the game to give you an idea of what the game's like. So you stumble on this couple who are having an affair. Now you can keep their secret, or you can tell the wife who's being cheated on about them. Or you can do both and take both of their gold coin.
Take a bribe from the man to be quiet
and take a reward. I
was in that line of work. I was in the most profitable line of work.
Yeah, the most cash.
I was a real estate broker in Fable. Let me tell you.
Many times though, games throw in situations where it's not clear what is the good or bad choice. There's like morally grey areas, right? So. I think it was it Pillars of Eternity, where there's the same kind of scenario with this like cheating lovers or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, it is.
And then you don't know what, because there's of the story of like the husband was unkind to the wife or whatever, and that's the reason she went off. So then that's where it becomes morally grey, right? So you're not making a decision between good and evil. You're like, well, I've got to traverse this morally complex situation and then decide where I'm going to stand and what I'm going to do. Am I going to, bind her to her marital vows and get her to go back or whatever, or just, and that's where it becomes interesting for me. And developers like Obsidian, great for games like that. Great for those types of choices. Fallout New Vegas in particular, one of my favourite games with that kind of those kind of moral
New Vegas is great, and this is one of the examples of Dragon Age Origins did it as well, where it's not about good or evil, it's about who likes you, and it's about which group of people or individual. In Dragon Age, it's your party members. So some of your party members are dicks, but so if you do shit things, then they're like, great, nice one, man. That they're happy about it. But if you kind of know if you make up your own moral system by knowing, that guy's an arsehole. If he likes what I'm doing, that means I'm being an arsehole. So that's how you kind of measure your thing there, and you end up taking, factoring in the party members that kind of agree with you, the people that you like.
So it's more about your reputation.
And as well as the people that are useful for you. So it's not just picking, I need a tank, a mage, and a thief or whatever. You're like, I like this guy. He tends to agree with me on stuff. So does this one, and so does this one. So you'll kind of factor that into your party build-up, which is really great. And Fallout New Vegas, which is, explain that. That's more like you're going to different villages and communities, isn't it? And then some of them are really antagonistic, and some of them don't like it. How does that system work for you?
Yeah, it's one of the best systems in RPG games I think that I've ever played. I'm most favourite. So it's that very first choice in the beginning of the game. It's quite binary, right? Where you either save good springs, or you team up with the powder gangers and then you wipe them out. So it's up to you basically, and then it's that kind of decision that makes the game for me what it is, makes the game so special, because you can have multiple playthroughs of the game and choose a completely different beginning of the game. That first, your hometown can be ruled by a total different faction to begin with, and that just like sets you up for the rest of the game. You're going to be kind of a bad guy, an arsehole, or not. But that game is full of these kind of middle grey area type of moral decisions, which stands it above so many other games for me.
Which again is more about who do you want to align with rather than being good or evil. Because Fallout 3 was just straight karma system, wasn't it? Like if you nuke Megaton for starting town there,
a classic.
That's just loads of negative karma, and what does that really mean? Like, I'm just being objectively evil. Because you've just nuked a fucking town, but you're being objectively evil. You
don't want games to make that a judgment on you, right?
They've decided it for you.
Exactly. You're a bad guy now because you've made this decision. Whereas let's be more mature about it. Let's talk about morality.
Let's talk about the nuclear option.
Exactly. Let's talk about morality. Like maybe there's good reasons to nuke that place, right?
They were looking at me funny in that. That's why I did it.
Yeah. Well, bunch of dicks.
I didn't really do that.
Didn't like them.
There's one of the other ones is again in Megaton, I think that's right. The ghouls are trying to get in, aren't they?
Yeah.
And you can just put a grenade in their pocket and blow them up if you want.
Oh yeah, that's the tower, Tenpenny Tower.
That's it. That's the place. Yeah,
trying to get in.
That's it. That's where you blow up Megaton from, right? That place. And so that's a bit more of a grey thing. Do you want to help the ghouls or not? But Fallout has got a lot of these classic examples. A lot of the things that are quite memorable. Fallout New Vegas is Obsidian doing that, flexing a little bit more, whereas Fallout 3 was A or B, good or bad. Fallout New Vegas made that a little bit more different shades. And that's when things become interesting, because it's like, I don't think, like when I'm playing a game, I don't ever want to be a bad guy. I just want to be the richest guy. So like when I'm playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, I'm not setting out to be a prick. But when you go into this place and there's all these people selling like robes and that, fucking rob them, innit? I just look at them and I think, I'm going to rob you later. And I just do it because they deserve it by talking shit about me because I've got a dirty little face. I'm a good guy. My mum and dad have died.
I'm a good guy. I'm going to rob you. I mean?
So then I think I'm just living up to it. And Kingdom Come Deliverance is a game where you are squalling around. Like, you literally...
the whole place is a shit.
And the first guy you meet, Miller Peshek or whatever, in the main game, like he's a bit of a scoundrel, and I found that greatly encouraging. And I'm pursuing this like life of being a rogue now. I'm loving it because of that. And that's the sort of place I was playing. Me and Mike played this Divinity Original Syncope campaign once. It was well funny because Mike is so like chaotic. Neutral here. Mike's like lawful good, and he's like talking to this woman, and she's like, "Oh, I lost my son," and
I was expressing concern.
And Mike's in the middle of a conversation with her, and I'm behind her with a bucket on my head to hide my identity, stealing all of her stuff, thinking, you don't need that healing potion. Who are you going to heal? Your son, he's dead.
So I was all of a sudden complicit in a crime.
He didn't know about it.
That's co-op.
But I knew I couldn't tell Mike because then he'd be like, "Oh, I'll give it a back and stuff." But then afterwards, I was like, "I've just robbed her blind," and then. That is a funny combination. I love games like that. They give you co-op games of moral decisions. Yeah. It's very funny.
So before we kind of wrap it up, then I just want to go back to what Liam was talking about earlier, where there's no morality system in place. There's no bar that turns red or blue depending on the choices you make. I think one great example for me is The Witcher 3, where it is you walk in, you help people or you don't, or you help them and you say I'll help you. But I won't do it for 70 gold or whatever. I need 120. I mean, I'm a professional here. I'll kill this thing for you. Mm-hmm. And I love that like grey morality where I mean, it seems like we all do really, but it's kind of something where you want to help and you want to be a good guy, but you do need to make money because that is your entire job. So that's the specific scenario in The Witcher. Is there anything else, Liam, you can think of other than not killing people in stealth games and stuff like that, where any other scenario, you play a lot of JRPGs, for example, any other scenario where you feel like you've got to do the right thing, even though there's no motivation, there's no reward in the game, there's nothing hanging over your head, you're not going to get punished or anything, you just kind of have to do it.
Bioshock comes to mind, because with the little sisters in that game, saving them actually gives you less reward. Like if you harvest them, it gives you more like points to spend on abilities. Yeah. And so it actually probably encourages you to harvest them. But just like I can't ever do it. I have to save them.
Exactly. The only
even though I'm getting a worse reward for saving them, I have to.
It's literally half, isn't it? I think you get 160 if you harvest, 80 if you save them.
So we were saying when we were talking about this the other day that neither of us have actually seen the harvest animation. In Bioshock.
So we've never done it.
We don't know what it looks like, and that's the only payment you can have. You can have twice as many. You can have twice as many Adam or whatever it is. Yeah, the resource. Right, to upgrade yourself. Yeah. You can have twice as much of that. All you've got to do is look at a horrified little girl in the face for a few seconds, and it fades to black or whatever, I'm assuming. And that's we don't know. So that's a great example that's contrary to something that Gareth said earlier, which is that the smart option is to be good and to be nice to people. Generally, I would agree with that because you'll get better, in RPGs, you'll get better prices at the store and whatever because they like you and all those little details. But in Bioshock, they're trying to make the good option less appealing.
More difficult,
It's kind of reminds me of what Vampire's trying to do because this is an upcoming game that kind of... You're a vampire, right? And if you kill the people in the town, there's like 40 NPCs that you can interact with in the game area. If you kill them, you can level up your character and you get stronger, right? Yeah. But killing them, obviously, there might be random people, might be law-abiding citizens that you're just taking out just for your own personal gain. So how do you balance that out? That's going to be a really interesting one for me, I think.
Yeah. It's Infamous, the game, does that, doesn't it? You think you get cooler abilities by killing people?
You become more powerful, like a lot more powerful.
Yes, that's a game where I think it's purposely trying to push it. I think the general sort of rule seems to be that the bad decisions always are beneficial immediately in the short term, but being good by the end of the game when you've got a good reputation ends up being a lot better for you. Your decisions come back to haunt you a lot of the time when you make bad decisions in games. That seems to be the thing. Short-term evil choices are beneficial, especially early game, like lock-picking, stuff like that in RPGs. Early games always really
criminal
good.
behaviour. Also, Knights of the Old Republic, where you can get like the actual high damage force powers, like force lightning and stuff like that. You can have all that stuff as going down the evil path, but then you'll start straying down that way, and you'll have to like balance it out by making loads of good light side option choices and stuff,
which eventually can hinder progress, especially towards mid to end game. In a lot of games, I find that's kind of how they work this a lot of the time.
So there we go. That's morality systems in video games. Do you play good or evil? I mean, we've all got different opinions on this, and even they are like, some of them are just kind of not cut and dry, because it depends on the game. A lot of the time, it depends exactly what you feel for the characters involved and stuff. But generally speaking, we're all good except Jake, who's
chaotic neutral,
fucking loose cannon, man. Let us know how you play your games down in the comments. We'd love to hear what you've got to say about this. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this every single day. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.